seen before. The culprit, a madman with no clear motive, the world's most notorious serial killer, Jack the Ripper. While most believe the Ripper claimed the lives of only 5, now referred to as the canonical 5, others believe the Ripper claimed the lives of up to 11 women. All 5 of the canonical victims were prostitutes, as many women in the Whitechapel district had to turn to prostitution as a way to survive. The morbid intrigue is not a recent development. At the time of the murders, literacy was increasing amongst the general population. The murders were covered in the newspaper, and the public became morbidly fascinated by them. In the end, the public was so upset at the failed attempts to identify the killer that the police commissioner and home secretary eventually resigned. Today, we're going to cover the 5 canonical victims, and by the end, we'll have examined the most suspects we've ever presented with 8 possible killers. Without further ado, let's jump into the timeline. On August 31st, 1888 at 3:40 a.m., the body of Mary Ann Nichols was found in Bucks Row in Whitechapel. The body was discovered by a man named Charles Cross, who claims he was walking along Bucks Row when he noticed a bundle toward the western end. Another man named Robert Paul approached the body with Cross. Police would eventually arrive on the scene. Mary Ann Nichols was found on her back, her throat severely slashed, and she was disemboweled. It was determined she had only been dead for about a half hour, meaning the killer was likely nearby when Cross first saw the body. East of the Eddowes murder site, near this apron, a message was written in chalk that read, quote, "The Jews are the men that will not be blamed for nothing," end quote, a sign of the anti-Semitism that was common in the area. However, the crucial detail of this clue is the fact that it was found east of the Eddowes murder site, in the direction of Elizabeth Stride's murder site, the murder that occurred just 45 minutes prior. This perplexing decision could mean the kidney. The kidney at the time was believed to be Catherine Eddowes' missing kidney. However, it was found to be a prank by a medical student. Jack the Ripper was actually a female, a theory that ripperologists call Jill the Ripper. This theory was allegedly a hunch of famed inspector to the pursuit of Sickert as the Ripper. In 2001, Cornwall spent £2 million buying 32 of Sickert's paintings, letters, and even Sickert's writing desk. In one bizarre stunt that was described by art curator Richard Schoen as, quote, "monstrous stupidity," Cornwell went full national treasure Nicolas Cage by cutting up a painting in search of clues. Aside from stunts, Cornwell rightfully claims that Sickert was obsessed with the Ripper, but it is difficult to be precise, end quote. The watch, which was displayed in a Liverpool jewelry shop by a college caretaker named Albert Johnson, is dated 1846 and was purchased for £225. But given the circus around the main piece of evidence and Maybrick's far location from the crimes, it's understandable to have doubts of him as the Ripper. Perhaps one day we will have the means to solve the crime. Or perhaps this famous case will be yet another victim to time. But for now, the age-old question will continue to persist. Who was Jack the Ripper? The case remains